Very good morning, students. In the last class, we are talking about oscillator. What is an oscillator? How the oscillations are produced, and in order to obtain sustained oscillations, so what should be the criteria we need to follow? And we have discussed about the Barkhasan's criteria for oscillations. So what the Barkhasan criteria states is the A beta should be equal to 1, and as well as the phase shift between the feedback network, it should produce 180-degree phase shift, as well as the amplifier what we are going to use it should also produce another 180 phase shift, so that the overall phase shift will become 0 degree or 360 degree. So thereby you will be getting an output with sustained oscillations. This is what the Barkhasan criteria has stated. So now we are going to design for the RC phase shift oscillator, whether it satisfies the Barkhasan criteria or not, and if so, what is the condition for the gain, as well as what should be the design values. So let us consider this feedback network which is there in the RC phase shift network. So we have three RC networks which is connected in the feedback path. So the input to the feedback path, it is fed from the output of the RC phase shift oscillator. So input is V0, and output of this feedback network, it is represented as VF, which is fed as an input for the inverting amplifier. And as we have seen in the feedback network, we are going to have three RC sections, and current across the first RC, it is represented as I1, and in the second session it is represented as I2, and in the third one it is I3. So there are three loops, and in the first loop let us write the equation based on by applying the Kirchhoff's voltage law. So for the first section we can write as we can represent as loop 1, and the current I1 into the resistances R plus 1 divided by j omega c minus, so there is another current which is flowing across the same resistor R which is available in loop 1. So it is minus I2 into R, which is equal to the total voltage V0. And for the loop 2, we can write as sum of the voltage across the capacitor plus resistance, and again another resistance is there. So you can write it as the first resistance, we have the I1 is passing through that, as well as I2 also. So you can write it as minus I1R plus I2 of 2R plus j omega c minus I3 into R equal to 0. That is sum of the voltage across this resistance and capacitance, it is taken as 0, since there is no voltage inside this loop. And similarly for the third section, we can write loop 3, we can name it as loop 3. It is the first resistance where the I2 is passing, and since it is from minus to plus, we can write it as minus I2 into R plus I3 of both the resistances together plus 2R plus 1 divided by j omega c, which is taken as 0, since there is no voltage source across this loop. So now let us solve these three equations, and we'll try to find what is the output voltage. So this three equations I am going to solve it by writing in terms of matrix form. So the first parameter, it is in all the three equations you can observe there are three variables I1, I2, I3, and in the right hand side we have V0, 0 and 0. So all these three equations, it is written in the matrix form. The values are, the first parameter, it is with respect to I1 is R plus 1 by j omega c, and here omega c, j omega I have replaced with s. So you can write it as R plus 1 by sc, and the second term it is minus R. For the I3 term it is missing, so it is taken as 0. which has to be multiplied with I1, I2 and I3, which is equal to V0. And similarly for the loop 2 equation, for I1 it is minus R, and for I2 it is 2R plus 1 divided by S into C, and for I3 it is minus R, which has to be multiplied with I1, I2, I3, and in the right hand side it is 0. And similarly for third equation, I1 is, there is no I1 parameter, so it is taken as 0, and for I2 it is minus R, and for I3 it is 2R plus 1 divided by SC, which is equal to 0. As I told here, j omega I have replaced with S in order to simplify. Later at the end again I am going to replace that S by j omega. So here I am going to take delta t. Delta t is nothing but the third column I am going to replace with the right hand side of the equation, so that I can find the the solution for the gain, as well as I should satisfy the Bar-Khasan's criteria. So I have taken delta 3 is equal to the first column as it is, second column as it is, whereas the third column it is replaced with the right hand side of the equation, which is V0 0 0. And I am going to find what is the value of this matrix. So if I am going to solve, we will be getting as V0 into R square, and delta can be taken as such. The first the original matrix is delta. So even for this delta matrix also, I am just simplifying it, and finally I am arriving at the result as delta is equal to R3 R cube C cube S cube plus 6 S square C square R square plus 5 R S C plus 1 whole divided by S cube and C cube. So step by step I have given here how I have solved this matrix. So finally I3 can be written as delta 3 divided by delta. So I am dividing the delta 3 divided by delta. I am getting this right hand side expression, and we know the feedback voltage is nothing but the final current I3 into R. So whatever we got it in the above equation, right, I3 I am just multiplying with R. So above equation we have the I3 equation, with that I am multiplying with R. So the numerator R square becomes R cube here, that is the change. And then we know beta is equal to, that is beta is nothing but the output by input. So for the feedback network, the output is VF, output voltage is feedback voltage, and input is the input is nothing but the output voltage of the amplifier. So it is VF by V0. So now we are dividing the VF divided by V0. So above we have the VF equation, so which is divided by V0. So V0 will get cancelled. So finally we are getting the equation for beta. So now we are going to find out what is the condition for the gain, as well as what is beta value to satisfy the Bar-Khasan's criteria. So to arrive at the result, again I am replacing this S by j omega, and as we have taken S is equal to j omega, S square will be equal to minus omega square, and S cube will be equal to minus j omega cube. That is j omega square is minus omega square, j omega cube is minus j omega cube. So wherever you have S square and S cube in beta, it is replaced with this. So you are getting the equation for beta as minus j omega cube R cube C cube divided by 1 minus 6 omega square R square C square plus j 5 omega RC minus j omega cube R cube and C cube. So now in order to find the frequency of oscillations and the condition for beta, I am taking the real part of this beta and equating to 0, and imaginary part to beta. So the real part in the denominator is 1 minus 6 omega square R square is C square, which is equal to 0. So by equating 0, will be able to find out what is the angular frequency omega. By solving this, we are able to find the omega as 1 divided by root 6 into RC. So if omega is known, you can find what is the frequency of oscillations. So F is equal to 1 by 2 pi into root 6 RC. In the right hand side, I'm considering the imaginary part of beta. Again, I'm simplifying it. And finally, uh, as we know, omega just now we have derived, it is 1 divided by root 6 RC. This is again substituted here for beta, and wherever we have omega, I have replaced with 1 divided by root 6 into RC, and we have simplified. We are getting the final value of beta as minus 1 by 29. So this minus sign indicates that this feedback network produces a phase shift of 180-degree. And also we are getting the condition for the beta as it should be equal to 1 by 29. This is what initially we have given. What is beta? You can observe here. In the introduction for the RC phase shift oscillator, we have arrived at the result as beta has to be equal to 1 divided by 29. So by analyzing this feedback network, we are able to prove that beta has to be equal to 1 divided by 29. So thereby this RC phase shift oscillator produces sustained oscillations provided the beta is equal to 1 divided by 29, and again it produces 180 phase shift of the feedback amplifier produces totally the phase shift of 0 degree or 360 degree to get sustained oscillations.